Good morning, everybody.
Yep, another show of the Rockwell Farms Garden Show. And we appreciate y'all joining us. And today we're going to be talking about what?
Some upright plants to put in your landscape.
Yes.
Yeah.
Josiah always has plant envy on these because they are skinny and narrow.
And they might take less plant food.
Yeah.
Skinny and narrow.
So we're going to talk about plant envy.
That was good.
Yeah. That's okay.
It is true.
Today I have my, I'm not lazy, I'm just working on my dad bod cup, so we're all ready.
Yeah.
It's our third cup of coffee and we're ready.
I need one of those. Yeah.
Let's start with questions like we always do.
All right.
Can you trim an Arbor green giant?
Oh, good question.
Yes, you can. Do not trim it as far as hedging is concerned. Take out the 6 to 8 inches of each stem at the base of it, and then therefore it will bush out more.
Yeah.
If you just trim it, it'll be brown.
Also,
so take out little clippings.
Good recommendation is whenever you trim, fertilize as well. That will help you a lot.
Very good recommendation. Yeah. What else do we have? Jessica Foote, do you have weeping willows? Oh, you picked one out today.
Actually, yeah. So Jessica, we've got some beautiful weeping willows actually, and so we'll get to show you those here in a little bit. I've actually got one out here to look at before we actually read that comment, that question. So
I told you I had to go get 2 of your most favorite plants or trees, and the trees that he got. Here's the deal with the trees. People can't see the size of the tree because of the forest.
Right.
So we pulled some out, and in the show, hopefully you'll
actually every time that I have to pull a tree out of our groves that we have here, I am just amazed because it's so much bigger than what it looks like next to all these others, you know.
So I'm glad we pulled some out.
Yeah.
Terry Smith, do you plant in Oklahoma? Yes, we do.
Yeah.
There is a trip charge, but it's never kept anybody from going. It's never kept someone from Oklahoma buying our trees, so apparently the trip charge is minimal.
Right, and we might also fish there while we go and plant your trees. You never know.
Yeah, our installers will show up with poles. Barty says, what do you have for bed bugs? Okay, bed bugs is kind of an intricate situation. We're going to do a Seeds of Knowledge on that today.
Yeah, that's great.
Because with bed bugs, you have to get rid of 100% of them.
Yeah.
And you have to do it right the first time, or you will have regenerations.
Yeah.
And
so
never get rid of them.
You need something with a residual that will continue to kill them, and we have that.
So wait for our Seeds of Knowledge, which will come out Friday, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yep. Okay.
Right.
Well, let's get to it.
Okay, let's do this. What do you got behind us?
Oh, this. Why don't you just start with your favorite?
Okay, so this is the, we're just going to show you some evergreens that we like that, again, grow more of an upright habit and stay a little bit more slender or wider. This is the American Pillar Arborvitae, and at first, when we had first got these in a couple years ago, a few years ago, I was a little skeptical of this. Because when they first come in, Mark, they're like this tall. Yeah.
they're about 8 inches in a quart pot.
They're so tiny.
And so this is probably 1.5 years old?
Correct, yeah. So I planted one of these that was that small, and this thing is already about 8 foot, and that was just a few years ago.
Yep.
When we had just started carrying those. These things grow fast. They're gonna grow about 2 to 2.5. Sometimes mine grew, I'm gonna say about 3 foot this year.
2 to 3 foot.
Just amazing. I can raise my hand and not even reach the top of it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Okay, so it's the American Pillar.
So what I also like about these, if you like the Thuja Green Giant, but you don't have the space for it because it gets a little bit wide, this one only gets about 5 foot wide, but you still get the height of the Green Giant Arborvitae.
And that's what we're focusing on now, is those plants that will broaden your horizon, other than just the American Arborvitae Green Giant and the Emerald Green. So, in fact, most of these are proven winners. And so proven winners always goes above and beyond to show you what else is out there. So the American Pillar Arborvitae. Okay, over here.
All right.
We have the Sky Pencil Holly. Sky Pencil Holly is pretty much a mainstay. It has been for a long time.
Yes.
It'll get about 2 foot wide.
Yep.
And 6 to 8 foot tall.
Correct.
It's really good to soften out the corners of an entryway, and then on the very sides, we like to put up taller plants.
Yeah.
Okay, that get 12 to 15 foot. So these are easily maintained. You can just snip them if you want them this size, and they'll just bush out more at the bottom. But they will grow about 2 foot by 6 to 8 foot.
Yeah, and they look also really, really good around the pool.
Yep.
Really good.
Nice evergreen.
Oh yeah.
You want to go to this one, or do you want to go to your favorite?
Let's go to the sting, actually.
Right.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'll provide a sting.
This is a sting. The reason I like this one is because our Italian cypress does not grow here. You might get it started, but it's not going to handle our winter and then the back and forth with our seasons. This is a sting arborvitae. So it's going to grow about 15 to 20 foot tall and only up to 1.5 foot wide. And so it's going to, I mean,
we call it our pencil tree.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Yep.
And it's an arborvitae, so it handles our winters here and it handles our hot summers here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure that Jessica, our camera person, gets a nice picture of that.
Yeah. Can you do that? Awesome.
I love Proven Winners because they always have these very good tags.
Yeah.
They have a nice picture on there, and their description
So informational.
And it's very accurate.
Yes.
So the Proven Winner shrubbery is just a mainstay here at Rockwell Farms.
Yes, we love PW.
Okay.
All right.
Fluffy.
Yeah.
Okay. Fluffy is a different type of evergreen. Mm-hmm. It is, as you see, it's gold and green.
Yeah.
It gives you a nice color, what, 4 to 5 foot wide?
Yeah.
And the same thing about 12, 15 foot tall. So Fluffy is a very good plant for interest.
Yeah.
I like to put it out into the landscape to where it is your focal point.
Yeah.
And then you have other plants around it.
Or also as an accent, for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
so it'll definitely catch the eye in the landscape.
So this takes more of a pyramidal shape, but with that bright yellow, it really stands out in your landscape. Because it is an arborvitae, it can handle full sun to some shade.
That's
so
right.
if you have a tree in the way, you can still get the color that you're looking for by planting this arborvitae.
And the cool thing is, I don't know of any other plant that looks like this. I mean, this is one of a kind.
It actually reminds me of the Gold Fall cypress, but the upright.
Yep.
So, which is beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. What we got here, this is your spring grove. This is a lot like the green giant arborvitae. Takes a kind of a similar growth habit, but this one is a lot denser. So if you're looking for a great screen, this one, of course, these all start off a little bit small, but again, they grow super fast. I mean, just ridiculously fast.
The cool thing is that a customer can come on up and buy this at a lot cheaper price than the arborvitae green giant is now.
And get what they're wanting just in less than a couple of years.
Exactly, because our business, the nursery business, is nothing but time or money.
Right.
So somebody that has more time than money can buy a whole hedgerow of these.
Yeah.
And just let them grow that 2 to 3 foot a year.
Yeah.
And be satisfied in like 5 years.
Depends on if you're looking for more instant gratification or not.
Yep.
If you're not looking for the instant gratification, this is a great economical way to go.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
Blue Arrow Juniper.
Okay,
there we go.
yes.
The Blue Arrow Juniper. You remember the Sky Juniper? Years ago, it was the Sky Juniper, Blue Sky or something. This right here is a replacement for it. It only gets 2 to 3 foot wide and straight up. Hence the name Blue Arrow.
Right. So it's going to get around 10 to 15 foot tall, I believe. But it gives that really nice frosty blue. I actually love that one in the landscape alongside of this,
now that's
just
cool.
because of the contrast.
You could put like this in the middle and 3 of those around this and have a very big.
Ah, yeah.
like that.
Now we're talking.
That's a good
yeah.
idea. All right. We're not lifting plants anymore.
Okay, these are a little too heavy to lift. I don't think Mark's arms could handle that. This is a D-Runk boxwood.
All right, now who thought of that name? D-Runk?
D-Runk.
Yeah, I think they could have been
They
a little
could have
better.
figured something a
Yeah,
little better.
sounds German.
This is a great boxwood. It takes more of an upright habit rather than a big bushy boxwood. I love this one to soften the corners again or frame in the house.
Yep.
It takes kind of the same growth rate. It gets about around 4 foot wide and around 10 to 14 around that tall.
Yep.
But because it's a boxwood, it is so forgiving when you trim it. You can shape it. People also use these as topiaries. If you see a boxwood topiary, usually, and it's like a spiral, usually it's the D-Runk.
Yep. I like this because you can trim it and put it next to the entryway of a house.
Yeah.
And it grows straight up. And the more you trim it, the bushier it will be, like down here.
Right.
It'll be a lot more dense.
Yeah.
So I like this at the front entry, or like you said, a one-story house. Just soften up the corners.
Yeah.
Yep.
Boxwoods are so forgiving, so it's a great one.
All right, your North Pole.
All right. Okay.
This is
All right.
one of our favorites. It's a
Yeah.
very unique upright evergreen. It's the North Pole. It only gets 1.5, 2 foot wide. And the nice thing about it, it's different than any other upright evergreen that we have. Go
I
ahead.
love this one because this one, so I planted some of these for my mother-in-law along her back fence row. I love this arborvitae.
So you know it's a good plant. Mother-in-law planting?
Yes. This one is great.
Guaranteed mother-in-law happy.
When if you get ice or snow, this one does
Yeah.
not just bow over; it pops right up, and it
doesn't
keeps
split.
more of that pure middle,
Yep.
and keeps more of a central trunk. So it's not going to have that splitting action
Yep.
that sometimes they can do. But this is a great one. Again, this is like along with the American pillar. We get these in only about 8 inches to a foot tall.
How old would you say this is?
This
2
is
to
only
3
about
years?
we got this last spring.
Shut.
This is from last spring, and it was only less than a foot tall.
We got it last spring in a quart.
Not this spring, but the spring before.
So this is less than 2 years old, and we got them in the quart pots
Correct.
from Proven Winners.
Yeah.
And it was only 8 inches. That's how they come.
You're exactly right. I know.
Okay. Moving on.
Okay.
Put that in my mother-in-law's
Well,
house.
why don't we go to some things that are blooming and some upright shrubs?
Okay, now these are deciduous. We wanted to start with the evergreens because this is how you form your house, meaning that's the formidable plants that keep you from being naked during the wintertime
Right.
and kind of give your house that framing structure 12 months out of the year.
Yeah.
So if you want a deciduous accent plant, that's these over here. Deciduous means that it loses its leaves, but yet it gives you color. And you can get color 2 ways, either by the flower or the foliage.
Yeah.
All right? So I'll let you talk about this if you like.
Oh,
You
yeah.
wanna start with these?
Yeah, I'll take this one.
All right.
These are the pillar Sunjoy. This is gold pillar, and that one is your orange. Pillar. This is also a proven winter shrub. Proven Winter does such a good job on this
But
stuff.
they're outside of the box.
I mean, just everything
Yes.
is different, hardier.
They're plants that'll supersede the bread and butter plants, and they're different.
Yeah.
It'll be different than what your neighbor has.
So this one has kind of a yellow chartreuse. All of the new growth on it is going to be a brighter yellow, and then it turns to kind of this chartreuse green the rest of the season. This is going to grow about 3 foot tall and about 1.5 to 2 foot wide. I love this barberry for along walkways or paths to get something tall and color.
Or as an accent plant in between your evergreens.
Yeah.
If you have evergreens up across the front of your house,
Yeah.
you can put these in between the evergreens. They don't take up much room because they're upright, and they give you that great color.
So as an accent or a border.
Look at that.
Yeah, I know.
That's beautiful.
Look, put it right up against this. Yeah.
All right. There you go. Next, these right here are your pillar, hence the name pillar, meaning upright.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the red pillar, and the purple pillar, blue pillar, and white pillar Altheas. Also the
Rose of Sharon.
Rose of Sharon.
Yeah.
These are very unique. They grow upright. They'll be about 4 to 5 foot wide if you let them, or you can trim them back. And they're really cool because they grow very fast, and they give you that all summer color.
Yes. So once they
look at
start
that.
blooming, they really don't quit until it's about fall time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can bring those up there.
Yeah.
What we also like about these is they're really drought tolerant, and so they can handle that
Yes.
heat. Once they get into their second year, there's little to no maintenance that you really have to do on these.
Very hard to kill.
Yeah.
All right. So next, let's talk. What we're going to do is maybe go to some of the perennials.
Yeah.
Let's get Vanna over here.
Yeah.
Vanna started. I mean, really, I asked him to go get some perennial plants that are really top sellers and that gain a lot of interest. And so she got them, she brought them over here. She started rambling about, you know, what the great value is, the attributes of them, and how wonderful they are. I said, stop right there. We're putting you on the show. So
Let's
go
just let
get
her take
Anna.
over for that.
Yes.
Okay.
Her real name's Christy, by the way. Hey y'all, I want to introduce Christy to you. Christy is someone here at Rockwell Farms Nursery. She helps us in these videos a lot. As a matter of fact, we affectionately call her Vanna from the Wheel of Fortune because she is so helpful as far as bringing products that we could tell you about and so forth. So Christy, earlier, like I said, earlier today, she was saying, these are some of my favorites. She went on and on and on about them. And Christy, you were telling me so much about them and you had such enthusiasm over it. I want you to tell people the perennials that you most likely like.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Mark. So these are some of our native perennials we have for sale here at Rockwell Farms. So these are all going to be in our 1-gallon containers. So right now they go for $12.99, 20% off. I grabbed these because these are some of our most popular ones. We've got a dianthus here. A lot of people come in asking for things that are deer resistant. That's going to be deer resistant and have a bloom that's going to last all the way till fall.
All summer,
all
all
the way to fall. Yeah.
How tall does it get? It gets about what, 6 to 8 inches?
Yes, it does. And we also have a creeping dianthus that's more of a ground cover. It's not seen here.
So that'd be good at the front of a border.
Yeah, kind of like a border carnation. We've also got our phlox, which has really beautiful color, a nice pop here. And then we've got our blanket flower, our tick seed, and butterfly flower, good pollinators.
That is your phlox paniculata. And it is a upright phlox, which is totally different than your creeping phlox, right?
Yes.
And I like the phlox paniculata because it just gives that higher bloom all summer long.
Yes, it's going to have nice height for your garden to differentiate.
Comes in purple, pink,
and a little bit of white.
and white.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Yes.
And this right here is the Gaillardia.
Yep, our blanket flower Gaillardia. Yes.
Another all summer bloomer?
All summer into late autumn.
Okay.
The bees and butterflies love it.
And what do you like about this one?
Oh, I love the tick seed. It's got a little variegation in there. Almost looks like a nice little sunset. And it also has a late...
That's a good option. I like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Josiah's
pretty.
over there going, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great flower. And then right behind it, we've got the butterfly flower. And one thing that's nice about these is they do well companion planting. You're going to have high success with your perennials. Once you put them in the ground, they're going to come back year after year and grow larger in size. So
the thing I like about this, it's called Asclepias tuberosa. It is the butterfly weed, which I don't like the name, never have, you know. But what's cool is the monarch butterfly will go all the way from Canada to Mexico feeding on this plant right here. Okay, the butterfly weed. So what's also neat is that here, see how it's an orange? This plant will be different up north and south. So in some areas of the country it's yellow, some areas of the country it's orange, and some areas it's kind of different. But what's neat is that it is very bright so that the butterfly can see it as it feeds all the way down into Mexico.
That's beautiful. I love
I love this plant.
Yes, I didn't know that part about the different parts of the region color-wise. The migration of the monarchs always fascinated me because generation after generation they know how to fly to that same tree.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's 3 generations of the monarch butterfly to get to Canada.
Yes.
And did you know from Canada all the way to Mexico is 1 generation?
It's amazing.
That is amazing. So I'm sorry.
Nature,
butterflies
no,
are
I
very
love it. Nature's so
fascinating.
amazing.
Yep.
Our God is good.
Cool.
Yes.
That's good.
All right, and so we also grabbed some of our Stonecrop. One reason I was talking to a customer just this morning, this is a drought tolerant, very similar to like a succulent.
Oh, I saw him buying some.
Yeah, it's something you can put it in your little courtyard area that doesn't need as much water and kind of let it do its thing. It's also going to bloom late into autumn as well. It's about to start showing off its colors. It's got good texture and feel to it.
What is this variety here?
This one is the Sun Sparkler Cosmic Comet.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so
very low to the ground.
Gonna have some nice ground cover.
This one probably only gets about 3 inches.
Yes, that one's gonna be smaller than this.
Okay, if somebody had stones, big stones at their
that would be pretty.
entryway, this in between it, because it just kind of propagates itself around the stones.
I love that, Mark.
I like that. All right. Tell us about
Yeah.
A Juka.
A Juka and our bugleweed. This has got the nice little pretty, almost periwinkle flower on it. It even has a tendency to kind of start to creep, so it can do some nice ground cover. We've even used it in some of our container planting for like a nice trailing vine. Good texture.
You do that a lot when you do people's color bowls in the big ones.
Yes.
I've seen her do that to where she puts the Juka down and it's, and they'll come back every year.
Comes back every year, and it kind of reminds me of like an ornamental cabbage, which we're about to plant in our brassica garden. So it's got the nice color and texture, and then you can't help but love the bleeding hearts because it's a sweet little name, and it looks kind of like a little bleeding heart.
All right, this right here is a luxuriant bleeding heart.
Yeah.
Not all bleeding hearts are the same. Did I really say that?
I love it.
Okay. This is the luxuriant. I particularly like this one because of the foliage. It's a lot smaller now than what it will be. We just planted these, but it has such lace leaf foliage, and I think it's very ornate, very pretty in the foliage, and the bloom is just a bonus.
Yeah, it's nice and delicate. Also, part of the reason these were more of our sun lovers, these are going to be our shade lovers.
Very good point. Here, we'll put shade over here.
Yeah.
I'll be on the shady side.
That's funny. All right, and our little snow on the mountain, this one also loves the shade. People don't know as much about this, but I think it's got a nice little variegated color to it, just a really great little filler.
When we were telling people about the Heuchera, the corbels, a lot of the purple Heuchera would look really good amongst this.
Oh, good point.
See, because this will be your ground cover, and your Heuchera just boop.
I love it.
Okay, good.
Wonderful. So that's a little bit about our native perennials. Really great for this zone right now. $12.99, 20% off.
Christy, thank you for joining us. Do you want to go ahead and talk about these two?
Sure, if you'd like. Yeah. Oh my gosh, look at this hardy hibiscus. It's like the size of a dinner plate.
Yep. It's
gorgeous.
Yep.
And so the hardy hibiscus can stay outside all winter long. So for those that love the tropical hibiscus that you can get, this one you can plant in the ground. It's going to come back year after year.
I really like this one because of the foliage. This is that burgundy purple foliage. You don't really see that a lot, so I really like that variety. It's very striking when the bloom comes against the foliage.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a showstopper. And then we've got our crepe myrtles here. These are going to be half off right now. So we've got a couple of days left of our sale. Come see us. Our sale goes all the way till Saturday at 5 p.m. So these are these are 38.
We should have her on the show more, Josiah. Okay, yeah.
Okay,
we just made the executive decision here. She is the brains.
Oh, well, y'all teach me everything I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are $38 half off. But look, again, that nice deep dark purple. This is like a thunderstruck variety, and it really makes the coral pop.
Yep.
And so right here, you could get 2 of these for less than $40. You're walking out of here, buy one, get one with 2 crepe myrtles for less than 40 bucks.
Okay.
And the last crepe
myrtle.
That
one over there, that's the dynamite.
Yeah.
Oh, here, this is what's cool about the dynamite. Let me show you. Now, the dynamite is really neat. We promote this as being a red crepe myrtle.
Yes.
Okay. But they will come out white first.
Isn't that cool?
Yes. And then it turns the burgundy red.
Right.
So that's the cool thing about the dynamite, because we get calls all the time. My red crepe myrtle is blooming white. Y'all made a mistake. No, we didn't.
Yeah.
Turns out red.
We love that. And in honor of football season about to start off, who doesn't love a Razorback red? Woo Pig Suey, Razorback country.
Okay, she's on the show. So these are some of Christy's favorites. Please come up and see her. She's very cordial. We're just privileged to have you here.
Oh, it's a pleasure to work with y'all.
All right.
I love working for a Christian-owned company. We get to talk about our love for our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Yep. Awesome.
All right. Thanks, y'all.
Okay, well, let's get Josiah back in here to talk about his favorite trees.
All right, great. Thank you, Mark.
Well, behind me, I've got some trees we're going to talk about.
Whoa, you didn't do your question.
Okay. All right, what we got? We got a question here. What should I do if my evergreen has root rot, and how to prevent it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a really good question. I got this question yesterday, actually, from a customer. This was on her evergreens. This one specifically was an arborvitae. And she knows that there was some overwatering, and she's getting the result of root rot. And so what we actually recommend for that is, the first thing I would recommend is monitor your watering a little bit better. And here are some things that are going to
prevent the situation
Sure.
is cut down on the watering, because here in Northwest Arkansas we have clay soil, right?
Yeah.
Add some vermiculite, right?
Yeah.
To where it's more porosity.
Gotcha.
Or what? Raise it up 6 inches above the landscape.
Yeah, that would be great.
But what if someone has the problem now?
So if you have the problem now, I actually recommend using your broad spectrum. This has chlorophthalonol in it, is the main ingredient. This is going to help with the root rot underneath. You're going to do this as a root drench.
Yep.
And then I also recommend spraying your Has to Grow plant by Medina. This one is a great revitalizer.
I love
so
it.
if it has something wrong, this is our quick fix for those.
Shake
trees.
it like a crazy person.
Yeah, it is
Spray
organic.
in the evening, and that way it translocates into the plant material at night. And I have revitalized so many plants with this. It's unreal.
Yeah.
So hey,
Absolutely.
that's good advice.
All right.
All right, get with your
Here's
trees.
what I got behind
Sorry
me
to
earlier.
interrupt.
Mark asked me to pull out 2 trees that I really like.
Yep.
One being the weeping willow. I love the weeping willow. I've always had a fascination with them since I was a little kid. But one of the things about the weeping willow.
Are you serious?
What's that?
You've had a fascination with the weeping willow
Ever
since you were a
since
kid?
You know, when I was a kid, we took a trip to Minnesota to go see an aunt. And I got a cutting from her weeping willow she had in Minnesota.
You did not.
Put it in a bottle of water, left it in my closet.
Yes.
I was just a little kid, and that thing grew and grew and grew. I planted it in the ground, and that thing just took off.
Oh,
and
that's
so, yeah, ever since I was a kid.
Okay.
They grow so fast. So if you're looking for a fast-growing tree, that is just perfect for your kids to read a book under or go play around.
Or put a picnic table
I
under.
love this tree right
Yep.
here. It's just beautiful.
Okay, I'll confess. We had a weeping willow in our backyard when we lived in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. It was, I swear to you, it's probably 80 to 100 feet, and it was 60 foot wide. It was humongous. It was huge. It was at the very bottom of a big hill. That sucker ate so many of my kites. It was unreal. Okay, so
That's awesome.
I have a love-hate relationship with the weeping willow.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's a beautiful tree.
The other tree I've got right here, this is in October. So this is a 45 gallon, and then this is a 25 gallon October Glory. Again, all of our trees and shrubs right now through the end of the week are 20% off.
And what I asked Josiah to do, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
I asked Josiah to get a typical size of a 25 gallon here at Rockwell Farms.
Yeah.
Because when you go in and you're seeing all the trees, it's hard to see the size of the tree because of the forest.
Right, yep. Well, and then this one is going to turn such a bright orange in the fall, which is phenomenal.
Flame,
because
baby.
it has more of like a yellowy tinge on the center of the tree and ripens to a brighter orange on the outside of the tree.
I call it the flame.
And this variety keeps its color a whole lot longer than some of your other varieties, which is why it's one of my favorites.
Yes.
And for 25 gallon, I mean,
It's huge.
this thing is crazy. So
Yep, needs to be sold.
really good tree.
Yep.
Well, this concludes our episode. We really appreciate y'all tuning in. If y'all have any questions or comments or about gardening or about anything, pesticides, gardening, vegetables, what to do, flowers, we can help you. Just leave a comment below the video. We'll answer those like we have been doing on these shows.
Or they could go to the website, rockwellfarmsnursery.com. rockwellfarmsnursery.com.
Yes.
And you can go in comments there, and those go directly to my email.
Perfect. That's even better.
Yeah. And tell them about the raffle.
Yeah, so we are raffling off a 25-gallon tree this size.
Yeah.
Shade tree of your choice. We're not going to pick it out for you. We're going to let you pick it out.
You must have this tree.
All you have to do is subscribe to our channel. Come in here, show that you subscribed. We'll get you a raffle ticket. You can also get an extra raffle ticket by liking us on Facebook or following us on Instagram. Those are ways to get an extra raffle ticket.
We like to be liked.
And the odds are great.
Hey,
So, yeah.
thanks for joining us, and we really love doing this, and we appreciate you looking.
Awesome. Thank you. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.